Let's see. It doesn't matter which one, huh? Ooh, baby. You can't block that, baby. No, you can't block that. You can't block that. Let's go. Choo cheese. Welcome back to the channel today, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. In today's video, we have a GOLGARI Deathtouch deck for you today. That's right. It is all about Deathtouch Tribal, and it all revolves around this guy right here, Chevill, Bane of Monsters. This card is really fantastic. It's quite the engine piece in a deck, and I honestly think it deserves more play. It's got a lot of value in it, and I think it's a lot of fun. So before we jump into it though and start talking about the deck and then get into the gameplay footage, if you're new around here or if you've been here before and you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, because we do post 2 videos a week every Monday and Wednesday, and sometimes on a Friday. So I wouldn't want you to miss out on any future content. So be sure to click that subscribe button. That way you're notified when those go out. Also, there are some links in the description below to the Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. All great follows if you want to go ahead and follow those over. We will be doing more with the Instagram and Twitter down the road. But we do go live on Twitch every single Wednesday, so be sure to hit a follow there and check it out. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the deck, guys. Like I said, so this deck revolves around Chevill. So I went against another Deathtouch Tribal in the ladder recently, and it did pretty well against me. It actually destroyed me. And I thought to myself, oh, that seems like a really cool idea. Let me go ahead and make one of my own. And so obviously Chevill was that centerpiece that I really wanted to put everything around, because Chevill here, the text says basically at the beginning of your upkeep, you put this bounty counter on a creature, and whenever that creature dies, you gain 3 life and draw a card. It's a little bit tough because Chevill does have to survive 1 playthrough in order to get at least a little bit of value off of it. But what's great about it is it also has Deathtouch, and it's also a 1/3. So a 3 creature is pretty tough to kill on the 2-drop. It avoids things like shocks, it avoids things like Bone Crusher Giants. It has 3 toughness, so pretty good card. It usually lasts a full round, and typically, I mean, you'll see a lot of the time our opponents actually play creatures into it, just because with the meta right now, it's a lot of creature-based decks, a lot of Gruul, a lot of rogues, and they typically need their creatures in order for their engines to work. So they play into the Bane of Monsters, allowing us to set up our Chevill's ability, which is really nice. So that's kind of what the deck revolves around. And then this deck was pretty good, but not great, because I forgot about our boy here, Questing Beast. Questing Beast is disgustingly good in this deck, and I don't know why when I first built this, I totally forgot and left Questing Beast out of this deck, and it turns out that was the missing link we needed. Questing Beast was so clutch in so many of our games. I think we even top decked one for the win. It was nuts. But Questing Beast is a really good surprise on our opponents because it has haste. Typically when you're running black-green, people don't expect haste creatures. They forget about Questing Beast. They forget about Rankles. Those 2 things, they don't typically think green or black haste, So a lot of the times they'll attack into you thinking, oh, shields are down, but they don't have anything that can come back, to haunt us. Well, Questing Beast typically can get in there and finish games for you pretty quickly. Also, it's really hard to get rid of. You need things more like ECD level to get rid of this. There are a lot of things that we particularly run, like Eliminate, that don't hit Questing Beast. And we're seeing a lot of Elspeth Nightmares out there. They don't hit this. So Questing Beast, tier 1 in this deck. You got to have 4 of those. I know they're both legendaries, but they're both cards that we absolutely want to see at least 1, if not 2 of, because they will be dealt with, and you want to be able to replay those over and over again. Those are our 2 biggest pieces. I'd say our 3rd biggest piece here is the Hooded Blightfang. So the Blightfang is sweet, because what happens is if you can stack the Blightfang, you can start really aggroing out your opponent and gaining a ton of life. The Blightfang, basically anytime a Deathtouch creature swings in on your opponent at any time, you gain 1 life, they lose a life. So if you have 2 Blightfangs out there and you swing with both of them, you're now dealing 4 damage and gaining 4 life just based on those 2 attacking, because they stack on top of each other. We get 2 per Blightfang. So if you can stack Blightfangs, it can get ugly fast for our opponent, and we gain a ton of life. And then we want something pretty quick out of the gate. We do run more swamps than we do green, so I wanted to make sure that it was a swamp creature. You want to be cognizant about your mana. That way, you know, if you get a rat, you typically are going to have the black mana to play it. So we did go with the rat. It's a 1/1 Death Touch. Pretty simple, straightforward. I just wanted something to go into our curve. That way our Blightfang would be really hefty if we can curve into it perfectly. If we can curve into it with a rat followed by a monster followed by a Blightfang, our attack is going to be pretty set up and pretty nasty. It's going to deal a lot of damage and we're going to gain a lot of life. And then we have our typical removal spells. We have 4 Bloodchief Stirs, 4 Eliminates. I went with Eliminates here. You might be thinking, oh, Heartless Act might be better. You might have a couple of ideas what are better, but with Heartless Act in particular, it's not very good because the Chevill is going to put a bounty counter on our target creature or opponent's creatures, and we're not going to be able to kill them with the Heartless Act. So you need an Eliminate in order to do that. And then we have Mythos of Nethroi for anything that the Eliminate can't hit. What's great about the Nethroi is also that it can hit any other permanents like Henges, things that we can't typically deal with, any sort of Ember Cleaves, you know, big things that are on the field. Teferi's Tutelages, it can hit any permanent you want as long as you have the mana for it, and it needs Abzan mana, so that means we need to run planes in the deck. So that's why we have the planes that you see now. We'll go over the mana base here in a minute though. And then we have Nighthawk Scavenger. This is a great way that you're going to see. I think in our last game, it got us back into a game against, I think, mono red. It's huge because it gains you a lot of life, and it's hard to block because it's got flying attached to it, and it's also very tough, and it also has Death Touch. So a lot of text there. It can get bigger depending on our opponent's graveyard size. So the more we kill, the more this gets bigger and the more we're rewarded for it. So very good card. Only 3 of these though, because it is a little bit slower for a 3-drop. At least with Blightfang, it gains its value immediately. So we want to run 3 Scavengers. And then this card here, Extinction Event, was the one card that it doesn't synergize perfectly with the deck. It's the only one that doesn't really form into the deck is great, because Extinction Event, sometimes if you're going up against, you know, a person's deck and you have a bunch of evens out and then they have evens out, it gets awkward. Also, if you hit things, it doesn't actually trigger Chevill, which we found out during one of our games, because it does exile creatures. It doesn't actually remove them or destroy them from the battlefield. They're exiled, so we don't actually get our trigger from our Chevill, which is kind of a weak. But we do need the Extinction Event, I feel like, because the mono red matchup is a little bit tough for us. They're a little bit quicker, and we want to make sure we're able to sweep the board if we need to. And then of course the Cursed Huntsman. This actually gels with our deck pretty good because it's a 6-drop, but what's great about it is that when it enters the battlefield, it can destroy a target creature and draw a card. So you're going to see that we actually doubled up a Chevill with the Huntsman, and we were able to draw 2 cards and gain 3 life off of playing this and destroy a creature. It was a sweet combo, a lot of value. So the Huntsman is actually a really good finishing top end of this deck. And then finally we get into our lands. So you can kind of play with this, obviously. This is how I like it. I could do without the temples. That's just without 4 of them. I might switch these to Fabled Passages just for a little bit more fast mana down the road. But we have all 4 Triomes because we want to make sure we hit our planes. We have obviously all the white and green pathways because they're basically green lands. Unless we really need to stretch and find that plains, it'll be there for our Mythos of Nethroi. And then our white and black as well. So you want to make sure you got all of our duplicate colors, a couple of temples, and then this is the mana we went with here. We wanted to go a little more heavy with the swamps, just because we have more 1-drop swamps, and we want to make sure that we hit our tempo and curve just right. But that's the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a lot of talking for a simple deck. Let's get into the gameplay footage. It was a blast. We had a lot of fun with this one. I think we went 100% again with this deck. Very surprising. We just got into Diamond, so we're grinding out Diamond already, and hopefully hitting Mythic later this month, and maybe get placement this time. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the gameplay footage, and at the end we'll break it down and talk about the deck and maybe some things we might change to it. We'll see you then. Peace. All right, here we go. We made it into Diamond Tier 4. We just got here, so it's time to start messing around with some new deck ideas and not be too concerned about losing rank, which is actually kind of a relief. So today we're going to be trying out, what did we decide on? Golgari Deathtouch Tribal. That's what we're calling this one. It's going to be all Deathtouch Tribal. All these cool trigger effects are going to happen because of our Death Touch combinations, like the Blightfang. So hopefully this works out. I love the Blightfang into the Beast. We do have enough lands, but it's very slow. Very slow. Let's see if we can't find a 2-drop maybe with this temple. That'd be sweet. That's not a 2-drop. That is not a 2-drop. Scorpion, okay. All right, no need to drop anything other than a Triome here. We have another turn before we want to play anything. Blightfang is more important, I think, than eliminating this Scorpion at the time. All right, mono black. I'm sure their graveyard's going to come back into play quite a bit. Being able to attack here with the Questing Beast next turn is pretty clutch. You can have the eliminate. I think that's the best card to give them because the Garruk is actually very much playable. Oh wow, we drew another one. All right. I don't really want to lose the Blightfang. I think it's worth keeping it back. They can't block the Questing Beast. Their creatures are too small. Hopefully they're running a lot of eliminates. That way they can't kill it either. That would be ideal. But they're probably running Heartless Act, which I can understand. Murderous Riders are also no good. Interesting. I mean, they do have Death Touch, so yeah, let's not block that. Let's be smart about this. Beautiful card to draw right there. Chevill is going to get us a nice steal, a nice kill, and some life gain next turn. The question is, which creature do I want to kill? I think I want to kill one of the Death Touch Tritons. I think that's going to be the play. Artisan. Okay, Artisan's pretty big here, huh? Oh no, just a 2? Oh wow, yeah. What a bad graveyard. Happy to take the 2. Happy to take the 2 because we have the Blightfang, and a Chevill is going to gain us a ton of life here too, so pretty sweet. Oh, we can play the Garruk now too. Look at that. Let's slam the Garruk. Our opponent's only on 2 lands. I feel a little bad, but not really. We get to draw 2 cards off of this, which is sick. Another Chevill just in case. Some more life gain. Chevill gaining us life every time we kill something with the bounty on it as well. It gains us 3 life and we draw a card. So this next eliminate's actually going to be pretty clutch too. If they don't kill our Chevill, we'll be able to gain another 3 life and draw another card. Pretty fantastic. I think I want to hit the Artisan this time because it's the only thing big enough to block our Questing Beasts. So let's go ahead and throw that down on there. We have a backup Chevill and a backup Questing Beast now. That's pretty intense. We don't need the Triome. We actually should cycle that away. I'm gonna do it on their turn though. I don't really need anything right now as far as top deck goes. Still not able to block. Questing Beast is absolutely just doing dirty right now. Doing the dirty with the Questing Beast. Again, our opponent's only got 3 lands though. That's feels kind of bad, man. Like, I've been there. And even if they find something here to take care of our Questing Beast, whether it's a Heartless Act or whatever it may be, we have another Questing Beast, and I'm sure we'll see a scoop once that hits the field. Looking to gain life with that Ayara. They're clawing, man. They're clawing to stay in this thing. Okay. All right, well now the Fiend Artisan is relevant. It has Death Touch and it can block the Questing Beast. Wow, they don't want to even see that through. That's pretty interesting. They actually were making a slight bit of a comeback there. The Artisan just became big enough to block the Questing Beast, which then would have killed it. So I didn't have a free lane here, and they had bodies to block the rest of my creatures. It's kind of weird. I'm trying to think of why they would want to do that, but we were going to cycle this away and hopefully pull into another spell that, you know, can kill something. I'm sure we would have probably found it. So GG's. We'd like to see that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Those Questing Beasts, man, they were the key to they were the key to making this deck a lot better. I originally had this deck set up to where I didn't actually have a Questing Beast in it, We're definitely throwing this hand away. I don't want to wait till turn 3 just to play a Scavenger and potentially not draw into another threat. I need more threats. Now that right there is much better. Keeping this, we'll trash this because the Chevill can go into a Nethroi, drawing us a card into a Questing Beast. I like that a lot. But yeah, my prior deck, I don't know why I didn't think to throw a Questing Beast into this one, and it's still pretty good, so I'm expecting this one to be much, much better. Nethroi can hit any target because now we have our Triome down turn 1. Alright, we have a rat. We have a rat. Let's go and throw it down. Hopefully we draw into a land here. We really need another land drop so we can hit our Questing Beast on turn. And hopefully our opponent doesn't somehow take us out here. Because we don't... We need to keep that Chevill alive for the draw engine. We mulliganed one time, so drawing here is going to be pretty key. They're cultivating here, which means they're going to really be trying to ramp up into the ultimatum, I'm sure. I just hope they don't ramp up into Ugin. So many of these decks these days, these teamer decks have Ugin, which really don't feel good. You know what else doesn't feel good? Drawing an Extinction Event there when our opponent has no creatures on board. The good news is teamer does run creatures. I was gonna say, hopefully sometime soon we'll see a creature. Lovestruck Beast it is. We have our mark. We have our mark. We could kill one now and then open up the lane, but I think that's bad value. We hit it. Let's go. Okay, Extinction Event for that would be really bad, actually. Let's go for you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We don't have enough mana to do much with it anyways. The rat could be relevant later. Let's go and just swing in with Chevill. The rat could be relevant later because we could draw into our Blightfang, which could then trigger with the rat attacking. So let's at least get some value out of it. Plus it's a body to block with a Death Touch counter on it. So opponent's not going to want to just ram right through it, you know. But our opponent does have now 7 lands and they're all different color. So I'm sure we're about to get ultimatumed on. Thank God for this. Let's see what we hit here. We're going to need... Nethroi is not terrible. It could hit... Yeah, let's keep it because it could hit the Henge, which is nice. Let's get those attacks through. They're not able to block the Questing Beast. We're dealing a lot of damage right now. We might want to start thinking about getting in with the rat because if we do an Extinction Event, we're going to do it for odd. This deck thrives off of odd numbered creatures for converted mana cost. And these are both even, so we get to keep our key plays, which is nice. All right, well, they didn't. There's the Henge. We're going to definitely have to get rid of that. They didn't play an ultimatum, so that's good. Ultimatum could have been really bad. I'm almost tempted here to just slam the Nethroi on the Lovestruck Beast and getting my 4 or 5 damage through. I would think they'd want to block that, right? Yeah, I think that's kind of a risky play. Keeping this available could be good, but they're just gonna block and kill one of these, which I'm not a fan of. This could be bad. This is definitely a greedy play what I'm doing here, but I'm doing it. I'm sending it, and I'm gonna go ahead and send everybody now. That rat is gonna be dead through my Extinction Event anyways. So let's threaten some more board damage here, and yeah, they trade with it. That's fine. That's fine. The only downside to Chevill, if they only have one creature out on the board, it's going to automatically put that token on that creature. So until we get rid of that creature, Chevill's irrelevant as far as its ability goes. And in this case, it really kind of bit us in the butt here. Hopefully another odd creature. Okay, perfect. That's what we wanted to see. I think we got it. I think we got this now. We hit this for odd, and then they're going to be forced to attack, or they're forced to block, I would assume. I would assume they'd want to block here instead of taking... actually, they could only block Chevill. They might just hold that 1/1 back. It's just 1 damage. But now Questing Beast is on lethal here. Hopefully the greedy play didn't get us killed here. No ultimatum. Okay, Terror of the Peaks. That's not good. Scavenger. Okay. Well. Is that a 4/3? I mean, send it, right? I mean, that's all we can do. Send it and then play the Scavenger. Terror of the Peaks has to block Questing Beast. And then the 1/1's gonna block... No? They really don't want to block with that 1/1, man. Well, we're going over the top this next turn, so I hope they're ready. We've really put the pressure on here. The pressure is really intense right now for them, but if they find the ultimatum, I mean, they win, but... The fact that they're scrying here on main phase tells me I think we won the game, but I don't want to get ahead of myself yet. Terror of the Peaks could be an answer. GG's. All right, we got it. Let's go. We somehow avoided the ultimatum. I'm going to take it. That's not a W we'd probably normally get in that situation, but we were aggressive enough. I think greed was the right play there, so we'll take it. GG. Game number 2, very successful. Again, we avoided a lot of like pitfalls though, which could have really tripped us up, so I'm happy that it went the way it did. This hand is super good if I had fast land. I'm gonna keep it though, because the temple might be able to find us a fast land, and we can at least start curving out on Chevill into our Blightfangs and things like that. So let's keep temple into land. No, not land. Gotta find that land. We shouldn't have any issues with land though. Played with this deck a few times now, and it's seemed to flood honestly more than mana screw, so hopefully we won't get screwed here. Oh wow, they hit the Evolving Wilds already. That's cray. And 2 crabs. Litty forgetty. Alright, well at least the crabs are exposed to an Extinction Event, which is really nice. But we're 2 turns away from that, so it might have to get milled out here before that happens. We do hit a land. Okay, let's go, champ. Blightfang to put the pressure on, I think, or do we get rid of 1 crab? I think we Blightfang, because if we use a Nethroi here on 1 crab, then we might get the land, and we're gonna have to Extinction Event anyways. The odds of them having another Evolving Wilds or Fabled Passage is honestly pretty high, but Blightfang I think is more important than Chevill. I think we really just got to start putting the pressure on, applying the really big threats. It's going to be their mill versus our pressure to do damage. So having double Blightfangs out there is going to be super hard pressure for them to deal with. The pain is going to be really fast. There's the other Fabled Passage. So this is going to be quite the race here. Got to hit a land though. That'd be nice. But then, I mean, we're all odd here, so now I don't even know if I really want to go Extinction Event. Now that we went Blightfang strategy, we might not want to do that. We're in an awkward spot here. Do they really have removal spells here? Because that would really hurt. If they do have removal spells, that makes this play a lot easier, but... Alright, they let us live. Can we race them? 26. I want to gamble on this. I really do. I want to say that they're not going to find another Fabled Passage. I think being milled out 6 a turn should be okay. 26 lands. It doesn't give us much time. I am gonna send it though. I mean, I think it's our only way. Extinction Event right now, I mean, seems good. Could kill everything on board and we would lose, you know, no more crabs, yay. But the problem with that is they could throw down Teferi's Tutelage next turn and really be, we could really be screwed. That was a really good drown in the lock there, unfortunately for us. All right, well, this is looking a lot better now that we found a questing beast. Let's go ahead and get in for some damage before we try to pull the trigger on it. No blocks. Interesting. All right, well, we deal, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 damage per turn. Yeah. Do I send it? They totally have drown in the lock. They always have 2 drown in the locks, right? And even if they counter this, I mean, that's not the end of the world. We could play, we're still going to be playing the questing beast, right? Let's go for it. I say go for it. Okay, drown in the lock. We knew that was going to happen. We knew that was going to happen. At least that got drowned in the lock instead of the questing beast. Questing beast comes in with haste. We get another trigger with the Blightfang. We might be able to pull this thing off. Okay. Do we rinse repeat the same thing here? They did hold up mana, which makes me nervous that they might have another one. What are the odds they have 3 though this early in the game? I say pretty high, but I'm going for it. Going for the high damage play. Sure, Mystical Dispute, why not? They let the damage through. Wow. Okay. I would think they'd be on a mill plan right now that we're down to 22 cards. I would think they'd be chasing the mill, but it doesn't appear that that's the case. Let's play the Chevill. And if it gets countered, I'm actually pretty happy because then we could probably play the Nethroi free of charge here and send it in on the Enforcer. This is just a game about like, what do you want more to happen? Like, do you want this to get countered or this to get countered? All right, so we got the Nethroi, but it's gonna be countered for sure. If we attack now, they're definitely gonna block with the Enforcer and kill our Blightfang. Which do we care? It's 1, 2, 3 damage getting through. Yeah, we kind of care. Send it. Let's send it and see what happens. We want the Blightfang to be able to survive here. All right, let's go for it. They're gonna block. Blightfang's dead, but so is their Enforcer. And now if we put a counter with Chevill on top of one of the crabs here, Extinction Event looks pretty solid. Can they counter it though? That's the question. They have so many counter spells. They haven't hit another land since they dropped both of those Fabled Passages and Evolving Wilds. I mean, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It's a weird game, man. It's a very weird game. All right, let's go here. Swing in first, see what they do. Because if they just block, we can save ourselves an Extinction Event, right? So, and they're definitely incentivized to block here with the 3 life total. So they allow the damage. Okay, well, going for odd here. Mystical Dispute. Oh no, nothing. All right, we gained some life. Oh wait, Extinction Event. I just found the very bad problem with the Extinction Event. It doesn't actually trigger our Chevill. Whoops. All right, well, you live and you learn, right? All right, well, that's not good. They were able to refill the board pretty quickly there. They have no more blue, which means no counter spells here. Unfortunately for us, though, we don't find a spell to get rid of that Wind Robber, but we do trigger our Chevill. Now we get to go a little more wide. All right, so note to self, guys. Extinction Event does cause an effect where we exile creatures, so it doesn't exactly count as them dying, so the Chevill does not trigger. Keep that in mind. Let's see. It doesn't matter which one, huh? Ooh, baby. You can't block that, baby. No, you can't block that. You can't block that. Let's go. Cheese. I really did not think we were going to win that one. And especially with my Extinction Event misplay. It wasn't really a misplay. It's unavoidable. May have to check. Give me a second. I'm going to pause here and I may have to change that out. I don't know if we're going to, though, but we'll see. All right, so I went ahead and I looked it over. I made the executive decision that the Extinction Event has to stay. It has to stay for certain types of techs and matchups. And I feel like with mono red and things like that, you really got to be careful with that. And I really think it's important to have it in here. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it in here. We just got to remember that it doesn't trigger Chevill. There's not exactly perfect synergy in this deck, like 100%, but it is what it is. I don't know if I want to go. I'm going to go Rat right away, I think. Get the tempo going, just in case we hit a nice little tempo here. Temple of Maladies make it kind of tough, but... Is it Malady or is it Malady? I think it's Malady. Don't think I need another one of those. I think I need to find some mana to get that Questing Beast live. Especially if we can get the Blightfang out on curve. Man, these temples though, man, they really set me back one turn, which is actually kind of key here. Oh, we're up against Gruul too, so this could be pretty bad. We gotta make sure we're on our P's and Q's here. Extinction Event, not great. And it's not great just because we don't have the mana. I would normally maybe keep that, but let's go ahead and kill that. That could be a problem, and that could also trigger a Henge, so we don't want to see that. They did have the passage, so it definitely would have hit us in the face for like 20 there. Did they not see that I killed it? Maybe they're just realizing that they threw that down. They're like, wait, he killed it. All right, Love Struck, sure. We got an elimination with your name on it. All right. Things get weird. This Love Struck Beast is like the worst thing for me to see all the time, man. It's so annoying. Blightfang definitely has to come down here, right? And if they want to lose their 1/1 for my 1/1, I'm fine with that exchange just because they won't be able to attack with the Love Struck Beast. So I don't think they're going to want to. I'm honestly attacking into this, hoping they don't block, but I'm willing to bet they won't because they value that 1/1 more than they value killing my rat. Which is the wrong call because it triggers my Blightfang for one. So over time, that could be a really bad problem for them. We're killing the Love Struck either way. They just don't know that, so. They didn't crack their Fabled Passage? Savages. Okay, there we go. That explains it. I thought maybe for 1 second there they might have missed a land drop, and I'm like, well, now your Fabled Passage comes in tapped. But we were wrong. Edge wall, sure. That has to come down first, of course. Of course. Come on, you're killing me. Where is my good stuff? Like a land. Not that I think I'd play Questing Beast anyways here, but I still would have liked the land here. Really putting the pressure on here, making them, yeah, they're going to have to block here. Mythos looks good against the Innkeeper. They're probably going to drop another Love Struck Beast, I'm sure. They always have four or five in their hand at one time, you know, to start the game with. 4 or 5, you know, maybe 6. Okay. Opponent's got some spell or shield breakers in their deck. They got the okay, they're gonna swing the edge wall, huh? That's pretty ballsy. They know I won't block. They called my bluff. Respect. Respect. All right, we're gonna drop this down. Nethroi here, probably on the Keld, right? Because these just can't kill me, but that, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and, well, actually, the Keld can't kill me either right now. So maybe just swing in, see what they do. They could block here and die, so let's just see if they want to run those. Yeah, they're gonna run right into it with the shield breaker, which we thought would happen. I don't mind going over the top here actually next turn. Questing Beast down, swinging for 3. 3's unblockable. The 4 potentially. I mean, it's not. 4's not unblockable because they had the Keld, but potentially could be lethal, so they're gonna have to be forced to block some things here. Or do we just Nethroi the Keld? They're gonna be drawing a crap ton of cards here, man. It's unfortunate. At least it doesn't gain them life too on top of it like a henge. That would be terrible. I spoke the henge's name. That means it's coming out. Why are you highlighting my card? Don't do that. They're not running Primal Might, are they? They could be, huh? They could be running Primal Might, but that's still... Primal Might doesn't fight. It does fight. Primal Might fights. Ram through just deals your damage to the creature, so Primal Might would be good. Because I'm Death Touch, so if we're still going to fight, you're still going to die. So if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. That's the beauty of that. That's the beauty of that. They're sending it. Okay, well, they definitely don't know I have a Questing Beast on hand. All right, I respect the plays. You're gonna regret the plays, though, unfortunately. You're gonna regret that attack. Can't block the Questing Beast. And Nethroi comes down to eliminate the Keld, and then we win the game. As long as they don't play a henge here or anything wild and crazy that I can't deal with. I mean, I can deal with it, but I'd rather not see it. Please, one time. Surprised how well our deck's doing. It feels like we're just getting there, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not... That's totally an Embercleave, right? So, I mean, do we care? I don't really care. It's not enough. Not enough to get there. But, yeah, it feels like we're just kind of getting there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not actually, like, smashing our opponents. Kind of a scary situation to be in, to be honest. Questing Beast of their own. Unfortunate for them. We got a way to kill it. And we win the game. That was their big, like, save myself was the Questing Beast as a block. They gotta know I got things up my sleeve, right? Well, even if I would have swung in, that was 2 off the top. They blocked the Questing Beast, and then the Blight gets through. We still win. I don't know what they were thinking there. I think they were really hoping I made the block there into that Embercleave. Ay. GG. Let's go and get one last game in for the road here. This has been a good video. I didn't expect my Death Touch deck to actually do that good. I'm sure, when I say my Death Touch deck, I'm sure someone's done this before. It's just a Death Touch tribal with basically the best Death Touch cards. Ooh, this is asking for trouble here, if I'm being completely honest. I'm going to mulligan this hand. And we get the exact same hand. Cool. This time, though, we have a Questing Beast, so we'll keep this one. But we have no double black. Oh, no. All right, we're going to do this just in case we get absolutely wrecked by mana. Let's hope not. All right, we didn't get wrecked by the mana. We got the other black source. Eliminate could be good here, but here's the thing, right? Eliminate's good. It's one spot removal though. Yeah, I mean, they try to Ember Cleave something. It'd be nice to have just to surprise them with, but yeah, just this pair is better if we have the Chevill and everything, but I don't know. I'm just rambling right now. The thought is clear in my head. I'm not conveying that to you guys. All right, well, at least we get the Scavenger down, get some life gain going. If it stays alive, that is. Hopefully it stays alive. We'll see. Start getting some stuff in our opponent's graveyard. We can actually start doing some decent amount of damage over the top. Hopefully they don't run to Phoenix of Ash. That would really suck. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would suck because it is big enough. You know, it's a 2/2, so it won't die right now to my Scavenger. We'd still gain life though. All right, here comes a pump spell. Another Rimrock Knight. Rimrock. Oh, nothing? Okay. That's no fun. That's no fun. Alright. Rimrock Knight comes down. Questing Beast comes in. And they cannot block, which is nice. But we only gain back one. Questing Beast is Vigilance though, so it can block. Pretty hefty blocker too, so feeling pretty good about that. I just don't like doing math, and I feel like this game's gonna come down to doing math, and I really don't like it. Like, I'm gonna have to decide whether or not I want to block based on whether or not they're gonna play an Ember Cleave or Rimrock Knight, which pumps them for 2-0. Like, I'm gonna have to do some math here. I don't like that. Nobody likes math. See, they're doing it. They're already doing it. So I'm gonna block one of these chargers. I'm banking on the fact that they're gonna play a Rimrock Knight pump, but if they play the Ember Cleave, I'm gonna look really stupid. I really don't want to lose my Questing Beast. Oh man, if it's a Rimrock Knight pump, I'm gonna feel so bad for not blocking. I'm not blocking. Not doing it. I'm not doing it. I think it's a safe bet. Ember Cleave it is. Yep. Okay. It's going right here on the Rimrock Knight. Sure. So next turn I will eliminate that before we even get started. Actually, I'm gonna do this first. That way they have to use the mana to attach the Ember Cleave to one of these next turn, plus I gain an additional life here on the swing in. And then we can eliminate it when they waste the mana trying to put that onto something else. I think that's a better play. Because the life gain there, every bit counts, and I really needed that life gain, so they're gonna spend 3 here to throw this on one of their chargers. Or not. Or not. I'm happy to take 2 though, so I know they have another pump spell, which is fine. Why would they wait, 3, 4, 5. Maybe it's another Ember Cleave, but why would they do it that way? It doesn't matter. I'm not blocking. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the eliminate here. Rimrock Knight. All right, bet. You know what just happened there? I actually had this question come up last time I played against Mono Red. So the Ember Cleave comes in with Flash, right? And you can attach it right away to a creature. And if I'm not mistaken here, Ember Cleave cannot be attached to a creature during the attack step if it's already on the battlefield. It doesn't work that way. It actually has to be attached before combat. And I think they just thought they could attach it there during combat step after I choose blockers. But that's not the case. Just keep that in mind. Let's see here. Because they were highlighting this and highlighting this back and forth, and they're like, oh shoot, I guess I'll just Rimrock Knight. Let's go for another Scavenger, which is another good body here to protect us with life gain as well. Man, if only I could find a Blightfang. That'd be nice. But we are susceptible now and open to the Embercleave actually being attached to the charger because we don't have a spell that can get rid of anything. So, and they're gonna know that because we don't have any black mana open, so they might be inclined here to just throw the Embercleave on. That makes me nervous. The shock makes me very, very nervous here. What I'm gonna do here is, if that charger is the only thing that attacks here, I'm gonna double block with the Scavenger and the Beast. I don't want to have any consequence here of damage going through. I think we win. They're tapped out. They can't attach the Embercleave. They swing in for 1. If I block it, they can deal 1 damage, but I gain 3, so. All right, GG's, let's go. And we had the Mythos of Nethroi to deal with the Embercleave. Holy cow, guys, we just went on a really sweet run there. Death Touch Tribal, is it the truth? Is it the truth? I don't know. I don't think so, but it felt pretty good in that little run we had there. GG. All right, everybody, those are the games. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I know I had a blast playing it. It was a fun one. Death Touch Tribal is something that I haven't tried yet, and it was really fun for me to kind of explore because it was different. It was something different than I normally play. Golgari 2 is also a lot of fun. I don't really get to touch on Golgari much. Not a lot going on there. So I do really enjoy it. I don't know if I would really change anything. I feel like in the play testing, I typically fine-tune it there, and then I'll go run it into the games and record it for you guys, and I'll find problems along the way while I'm recording as well, and I'll want to fine-tune it again at the end. But I feel like we went through all the headaches early on before recording. I found out about my questing beast. We found out about the Extinction Event not being so great. We might want to fit in some more spot removal in the Extinction Event spot. I don't know, you guys would have to let me know what you think about that. It's something that might gel a little bit better with Chevill. I know there's like Murderous Riders you can do. You can fit in some more lands. Some more, let me see here. Let me see if I spell that right. No, it's not it. There's a card here that you can actually play as land, but it can also, this one here. Hagra Mauling. This card right here can also serve as more land, but also can remove things out the battlefield for the same amount of mana cost as you would for an Extinction Event, but it's only spot removal, but it does kind of gel a little bit better. So if you're not too worried about being overran by red, definitely squeeze in some more removal, maybe even the Mauling. That way you know you're going to be really, really nice on mana. But yeah, it's just a thought. But other than that, I wouldn't change too much about it. I really enjoyed it. We went 100%, so can't go wrong there. But yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts always, as you know, down below in the comments down below. I'm always open to suggestions, ideas. Just let me know what you thought of the deck, how it played for you, and some ideas that you might think that make it better. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, thank you so much for making it this far into the video. It means a lot to me. It helps the algorithm, and you have no idea how much it means to me. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart to all of you who are here right now, thank you. And I hope to see you all on the next video. Till then, peace.